My name is Ruby, but maybe it's not even mine anymore. Anyway, what difference does it make what they call what is left of me? I lost my present, future, and past all at once in the blink of an eye. At least, that's what I thought just a couple of months ago. From the moment I was born, I lived a fairy tale life, and my mum tried to raise me to become a princess one day. I had everything: popularity, charm, and a bad temper, a proven formula for success. Even though I was difficult, I was beautiful at the same time, and it seemed to be without a doubt that I had a successful career as a model ahead of me. But one evening, everything changed. On the eve of my graduation, my boyfriend Chris picked me up from the house in his brand new Porsche. Chris was driving us down a road that was as straight as an arrow. At the same time, a drunk electrician, Harry, was driving like a maniac at 100 miles an hour with his headlights turned off. He was heading straight for us. His pickup literally smeared the Porsche. Immediately, our car caught fire. Chris and the driver of the pickup truck both died on the spot, and for half a minute, I laid face down in the melting wreckage of the car. I was taken to the hospital along with part of the dashboard melted to my face. I had to undergo 7 surgeries in the next 72 hours. Doctors separated the plastic from my muscles. In some spaces, they even managed to preserve skin scraps, saved one eye, separated my lips which were melted closed. The bridge of my nose was collected like a puzzle from multiple pieces. My broken arms and legs were packed tightly in a cast. In part, they were even able to save my hearing, but I permanently lost the ability to speak. When I finally woke up 3 days after the accident, all I could feel was pain everywhere. I was given so many painkillers that I don't even know who or where I was, what I was doing here, and who all these people were crying at my bed. I will never forget the moment when I looked into a mirror for the first time since the accident. It happened on the 4th month of my stay at the hospital, when the nurse removed the bandages from my head. I swear I saw 2 extra wrinkles appear in my mother's youthful face. The mirror was round, and the reflection of my face looked like a burnt pancake with holes for the eyes, mouth, and nostrils. During my entire stay in the hospital, no one spoke a word about my injuries. Everyone comforted me, saying everything will be fine, or you will get through this. But I could not even imagine that my face had turned into a scary, skinless skull. I could not believe this freaky creature in the reflection, in fact, was me. Yelling and waving my arms, I kicked everyone out of the ward. I needed to scream, break something to take out my anger and pain. Pounding a glass vase with the mirror, I imagined breaking the face of the person who stole my life and shattered it to pieces. The fairy tale was over. The princess had become a monster, and this time, it was forever. Probably at that moment, all that the world knew of the old Ruby had disappeared. When they released me from the hospital, I became a ghost of our country mansion. I did not want to accept any of the realities of my new life or to see anyone from the outside world. Neither did I want to be seen by anyone. All I could do was just wish to stay that same old Ruby, whose face I now had a hard time remembering sometimes. I continued to blog on Instagram, posting old photos and talking about my fascinating life along with them. One time, my parents made an appointment with a psychotherapist, a specialist just for mutilated people like me. Dr. Sally was his name. Yeah, another narrow-minded old man, I thought, hearing his name. However, I agreed to meet him, but under one condition. Our meeting must be held in the dark. He asked questions, and I answered them. Yes, silence. No, clap. The first 10 questions were typical life-affirming slogans, as if I read them from a piece of paper. After each of them, I clapped and thought, why did I agree to this? However, the next question was straight to the point. Dr. Sally asked, Ruby, do you think your life is over? I wanted to clap, but I couldn't. Then he asked, do you think that there is not a single chance to get back even a small part of your previous life? Are you sure that no one can ever understand your pain? All these questions were followed by complete silence. If I wanted to find the answers to these questions, said Dr. Sally, I needed to turn on the lights. When I turned on the lights, I saw a man whose face was lacking a nose, and that looked like it was sewn together from many pieces, a scar on top of a scar. I understood in that moment. Dr. Sally is the only one I could trust. He understood me. We met every week. It seemed like he read my thoughts, and I just kept silent and listened. He also talked about his family and children, and about the fact that he refused to do a face transplant surgery, because with a new face, he thought he would not be able to help people like me. My meetings with Dr. Sally breathed new life into me. I gave him my word, not to give up. I will never break the promise I made to him. Tomorrow is my face transplant surgery, and this will be my first step towards a new life. Who knows what kind of person I will become with my new face? However, it isn't really that important. After all, having lost my old face helped me to find my true self. Please share this story with your friends if you found it to be helpful or interesting.